right. We're back. We're not back. We are here.
We're live.
This is
Hello, America.
Yeah, hello, America. We are
Welcome to the newly revamped
the Fung Shway Steel Blue Vodka Studio. Yep, we're gonna have we got security in the corner.
Yep.
Steel Blue Vodka flag over there.
Our logo's backward.
Yeah, it won't be back. It won't be on the video.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, there we go.
Science.
Yep, we have Rico Cosby's book back there. We got Bamboo Rum, Steel Blue Vodka. So this is a whole new world. We'll see if this works.
It's awesome.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
I go away for a week. I come back and you've totally redeemed yourself.
So there we go. So you've been away for a week.
Yeah.
So how was it? I mean, we can now tell people where we got some video we could play, but
we put that on the site.
Yeah.
But
Mexico.
Cancun, Mexico. Went down for a wedding.
Did you get a free government trip?
No.
Really? Because I hear he's flying people back and forth.
When I came back, the people at customs handed me a phone, a credit card for $2,500, and free healthcare.
Wow, that's excellent.
I was happy.
You know what's so strange is, I don't know if this took place while you were gone or not, but there was a group of guys that went to Mexico, I believe from California, United States citizens. I saw this. Could be fake news, people. Just want to let you know, look this up yourself. But what ends up happening is they went to Mexico, and as they were coming back through, they had lost some of their documents. So you're not going to believe this. They were detained and put in literally cages. They were put in Americans put in because they didn't have the right documents to get in. I mean, how does this work?
Yeah, I'm from the government. I'm here to.
Yeah, that's it. So if you're from America and you say you're coming back, the way I figured is they might have thought that they were a certain type of voter and they weren't allowed to come here.
I'll actually tell you though, they're coming back at BWI. So you come into customs, and literally it's so easy now that you just step in front of a little kiosk with a camera and it takes your picture.
Yeah.
It says you're in, and then you go to one customs agent and he looks at your passport, looks at you, goes, right, welcome home.
Wow.
It was easy.
Fast.
It was, couldn't believe it. Like, and the picture process, as soon as you stepped in front of it, pop, it took your picture. You didn't have a chance to like go and facial recognition.
Couldn't fix your hair, nothing. Gotcha.
Right. Now getting into Mexico was a little bit, it was easy, but they're no joke.
So it was tough. You spent a tough time in Mexico for a week. It was tough.
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was really tough.
Yeah. Really.
Beautiful pool.
Yeah.
Blue water, ocean water, cabanas, drinks starting at, I started drinking most mornings about 9 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you got to stay hydrated.
Dos Equis. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to stay hydrated.
Yep.
Yeah. How did the executive producer do? Did she drink all right there?
She's in her element.
Yeah.
She's in her element. When she can have a what do they call it? With the champagne.
The mimosas.
A mimosa for breakfast, and then she can have fruit punch or a rum punch or whatever during the day. And
life's tough, man.
It was,
somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
Whole family went? Part of the family?
Well, Lauren and Shane didn't go because Lauren's infested with child.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then
can we say this child's name?
I guess so.
I mean, his name's gonna be Nolan.
Nolan.
Yeah. Got any other names for him?
Cannon. What am I gonna call him?
Yeah, I've heard.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Ever since, maybe it's a New York thing or a sports thing, people always got nicknames. And sometimes you can't predetermine.
Yeah.
You have to view the subject.
Yeah.
And the nickname will come upon you.
Like an Indian name.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
And I think there are some people out there that think that, like, when they name their kids when they were born, oh, that looks like a Michael or a Mark or whatever. So his name is going to be Nolan, but I'll see what I call him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll have a nickname.
He will.
Yeah.
I think that's a term of endearment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time they need to worry is when you're not calling.
That's right. So are you softening up on the deal of?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to check inside. When's this? When are we being visited with child? When is
late April?
Late April.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you mean? Like softening up to it?
No. I wasn't reading too much into that.
Okay, don't.
Yeah, I'm not going to read too much into that. So, yeah, Nolan.
I don't even like kids.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think you do. Yeah, I see the softer side. That's just it. And then now our audience can see the softer side.
Yeah.
This is us. There we go. So just want to let you know, while I was gone, it rained all the time, pretty much 54 degrees
While I was gone the whole time.
the whole time. It's like this Eastern Shore was upset that you were gone
So
and wept. Yep.
Let me tell you. Well, I'll tell you what.
Mm.
It was nothing but sunny and breezy in the 80s the whole time I was there.
It's almost like Stevie Ray Vaughan wrote a song called "When My Guitar," or is it Eric Clapton, "When My Guitar Gently Weeps"?
It's Eric Clapton.
Okay, Eric Clapton. See, look, we got that. So yeah.
It's actually.
Is it somebody else? Hey, you guys look it up and send us something. We should probably. I mean, who knows? We'll look at that. Yeah. So other than that, that was pretty much it. That was everything that went on. I was sick whenever you were gone. Down for the count.
No, I'm going to tell you something too. Mexico, the food was fantastic. Everybody worries about Montezuma's revenge when you're in Mexico.
Didn't happen.
None of that.
Huh.
None of that. The vegetables and the food at the resort. If I say amazing, I'm not getting it all.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. And local stuff.
Yes. The freshness, the variety, the just it was fantastic.
Well, I'm glad you're back.
Yeah. Thanks, bud.
It's a big deal. I'm glad you're back.
It's a good time too. It was a wedding.
Yeah.
The wedding was absolutely fantastic wedding.
Yep.
Fantastic party.
A lot of people.
102 people. Guests.
One group. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tom and Deb's son Ryan.
Yeah.
Their oldest got married to Molly.
Yeah.
And he's a good boy. He's a young man now, but he's always been a good young man.
Yep.
And Molly's a very nice lady, and we wish them the best of luck.
Well, like I say, we're glad you're back.
Thanks.
It was a pretty good deal. Yeah. While I was gone, I wanted to bring up a couple of things going to tie into our guest today. Okay. So, like I said, glad you're back. Everyone's healthy. Seen the little caboose dude. I talked to him. He's back too, back at work. Marky Mark. And so, I want to let you know that this year I've set a goal in my life to listen to, because I drive a lot, and I've set a goal in my life of listening to, one autobiography a month, different autobiographies. Okay. I've had to filter some in for this month because the one I'm into this month is really tough.
Yeah, but you're ahead of schedule though, aren't you?
Oh, way ahead. Way ahead. Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson's excellent. Yeah. Jimmy Johnson's book, excellent. I would highly suggest anybody that either coached Little League football, something like that, and in that part of retiring in their life or where they are in life, I would highly suggest Jimmy Johnson's book. Good book. Moved out of that, went directly into Elon Musk, which we're going to come back to in a little bit. But Elon Musk's book with the autobiography written by some guy, Wayne somebody. But listen to his book. Elon Musk is one of those Thomas Edison people in our lifetime, those genius, unbelievable. I heard something on the news today from our previous president. They said we got to protect Elon Musk, those type of people that are that smart. Steve Jobs type, Elon Musk. Yeah. I mean, he's unbelievable. Putting America on the map back again for like innovative invention, stuff like that.
Right. Technology. Yeah.
Yep. Then I went into Winston Churchill. And Winston Churchill's autobiography, just want to let y'all know, I think it's 53 hours is how long it is to listen to it. And so I checked this morning, I think I got 31 hours left of the book, and I'm only at 1919 or something like that, in year 1919. But learned some interesting things about Winston Churchill. But I had to pause in the middle. Whenever I paused in the middle, that I decided, all right, learning enough about the British Empire is okay, but I need to pretty much learn something else. I need to focus on something else for a little bit. Okay. So I listened to a very quick autobiography about Stephen F. Austin, where I went to college, father of Texas.
I thought you were talking about Steve Austin.
No.
The $6 million man.
No, married to Jamie. I mean, weren't he and Jamie
Summers?
Yes. Yeah, were they just
the Bionic Woman?
Yeah, were they married or just dating?
I think they had a thing.
Different thing though. Yeah. Steve Austin, Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, different deal. And so jumped into Stephen F. Austin so I can learn a little about one of the fathers of Texas. Then jumped directly into Sam Houston, first president of Texas. For those of y'all who don't know, I might have grown up in Texas, spent a lot of years learning about Texas history.
Formidable years.
Yes. And so that was it. Yeah. So I learned a lot about how the Mexican the was it the Mexican War? Was it the war?
Yeah.
Yeah, that war. Yeah.
War, yeah.
And then learned a lot about that. Learned about, just reminded me a lot about how the Mexican American War tied into slavery and our civil war with the Louisiana land purchase. It was pretty interesting. Made me think of you because of all the history, because I know you're involved with that.
Yeah, I like history.
So like history stuff. Yeah. So I thought that what we would end up doing is we would probably reach out because my cousin's doing a book review. I mean, I got him on the Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Maybe we do a book review with his guys about, because he's got his people on the Elon Musk book, but also maybe every week we do like a little history review, history with Mike. Yeah, just talk a little bit about history, because I was a little impressed whenever last night I said something about Winston Churchill graduating war college, going to war in South Africa, and then immediately you knew, you mean the Boer War?
Yeah.
Yep, he was captured. So
well, I'm glad that I surprised you.
Yeah, not surprised. I was just saying, wow, that Mike, he's up there.
Yeah.
So that's going to lead us out of this little intro thing. We're going to pause for a commercial, but coming back, the book about Elon Musk led me to spend a lot of time talking to Mike about space exploration.
Right.
And the privatization of space exploration.
Right. Equally cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky for us.
Yes.
We have in the aerospace engineering technology world.
We know somebody.
Yeah. And so we reached out to this person. He's going to be joining us in a couple of minutes. And we've got some questions to ask.
Yeah.
Our friend Fran. We're just basically going to talk with him.
Can we say what his
I want to let him, I don't know what he can say, because I am part of his background security check. And there's certain things I can't say.
Okay.
And can say.
Okay.
And so whenever I asked him if he would come on and do an interview with us,
Yeah.
he said he needed to see a copy of the questions. I told him that's not how we roll.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah. I need to see his
We don't
face.
negotiate with terrorists.
Our clients need to see, not our clients,
Fans.
our fans need to see his facial expression when we ask the cool questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stay tuned with us. We're going to be right back. And when we come back after this word from our sponsor, you're going to actually get to meet someone in the aerospace technology.
Bingo.
So there we go. So hold on 1 second. So, all right, we're back.
We're back, America.
We're back.
Right.
After that word of our sponsor. And now with us is, as we mentioned, we actually have a direct connection after my Elon Musk book. We have a direct connection with somebody in the aerospace engineering world. So our friend, yeah, we're excited. We have a lot of questions. And so it looks like you're in space right now. So,
You want to introduce-
yeah, well, I want you to introduce yourself, because I don't want to say, you might want to use an alias. I don't know what you do. So you want to introduce yourself, tell us who you are, what do you do, that whole 9 yards.
So I'm Fran. Hello, nice to meet you, everybody. And I have several hats. One of these is I'm an aerospace engineer, and I've been in this capacity for the past 25 years. And I work for an aerospace company who builds some launch vehicles and spaceship that are used, in space for, mostly scientific research and in particular for, resupplying the space station. So that's what I do. I work in
the space station.
Yeah. He's an Amazon driver.
Yeah.
They call an order, and they've got Fran Prime. And so they call in an order, and Fran sends up a rocket with everything they need.
Right.
We can't really say Amazon because Blue Origin, owned by the same owner of Amazon.
Oh, we can't. That's right.
So I would just probably say FedEx.
Oh, FedEx is good. FedEx doesn't own a rocket.
I'm your UPS guy.
Yeah, there we go. That's great. So 25 years. So
Yeah,
have you seen a
25
lot of
years.
have you seen a lot of changes in 25 years?
A lot of Martians? No.
No, changes. That's a whole other question. Changes
Um, you
in the
know,
space industry.
for a lot of reasons, yes. I mean, things are done in a more efficient way. The way things are designed today are, designed such that we also look at the environmental impact of what we, do, trying to make it things better than have been done, for sure in the past. And they also, build to potentially expand the capabilities of where we want to go compared to what it was done, maybe 20, 30 years ago. However, there is still a lot of that technology that, is used today because reliable works and cheaper in the end compared to, necessarily trying to build something super new unless what you're trying to do with that vehicle is not, something super new.
It's strange. It's strange to hear a rocket be called a vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So we don't normally use the word rocket, but likely more like a rocketing in terms of, working on the development and building up a launch vehicles. But that's how, people, nerds, building vehicles called, rockets.
Wow. So there's a couple of questions that I've got for you. And one of those questions I've got is in reading Elon's book, they blew up a lot of rockets. They call it it's a RD something. It's rapid deconstruction. They call it rapid deconstruction something. So their rockets don't blow up. Their vehicles do rapid deconstruction. And so in your 25 years, have you ever had any issues like that? Rapid deconstructions?
Unfortunately, I was part of only one major, blowout of a vehicle that we built. And this was in 2014. It was a terrible experience and was hard. We learned a lot from that experience. And I'm glad that after that, we never had that, situation. Rocketing is a very, very difficult building. Something that goes to space has to withstand forces and loads and incredible, acceleration that will be very hard to reproduce in any other type of, Earth environment. So even whenever we test things, we never really get to the point that we can actually really test as much as, structure and flight other, components are stressed during an actual launch. So that happens, and sometimes, there are companies that takes a little bit more time to develop their, design, and some other that just, learn by failure. It's a different approach.
Wow. So what's the goal of your company right now? I know that they're supplying the space station and resupplying the space station and doing some things. So my question based on reading Elon's book, and it's not about all Elon, but I know that he has a goal of getting to Mars. And so I guess the question is, what is the goal that you guys are aiming for? Is it because the space station is owned by Russia, if I'm not mistaken, and eventually it's going to reach an end of its life
Expectancy.
Cycle or whatever expectancy.
So yeah, the space station is, it's called International Space Station because it's made and owned by several partners. Was actually the very first project, I think, in our history where so many countries were able to collaborate in something that was, defined not just amazing for the type of technology that was put up in space, but mostly because of the way all these countries were able to collaborate together in a very peaceful, way. So the ISS has shown the world that, can be, there can be peace in the world, which was amazing, even though today is unfortunately we are back into in a situation where that condition doesn't exist anymore. But so it's not only owned by the Russian have their segments, but the actual, bigger side of the space station is owned by USA, and another, big part of it is owned, by the Europeans and the Japanese as well. So those are the main, let's say, people owning, the space station. But there are so many other countries, even in terms of experiments or other just small components that were made that are today or have flown, on the space station. Pretty much, I don't think besides probably the Chinese, who has not been, on the space station somehow.
So is there a life expectancy of it? I mean, is there a time where it's going to phase out?
So the space station is technically already over the initial, life expectancy that was planned for the space station when it was, put the first piece up in space, which was in 1998. And that first module was actually a Russian module called Zarya, which is still up there. And then obviously the countries have been able to, and the different government to, produce the finance and the budget able to maintain the space station, throughout this year. And currently there are, plans to push the space station all the way to, 2030. And after that, I believe it will be really decommissioned, mostly because of some of the components of the space station will have to be somehow, replaced or refurbished, which may be costly and more expensive. Just government will be looking into, other space opportunities versus, keeping to maintain a space station because it's still very expensive.
So what, so I have two questions I'm curious about. So what about Mars? What's going on with Mars? Do you think we'll actually get to Mars during our lifetime?
Well, I don't think it will get, unfortunately, in our lifetime, really to Mars. I would like to believe so, and maybe we will. I mean, I'm not wrong. I just think that there are so many challenges to get to Mars and to understand, first of all, what does it take for a human, to be on Mars? So, one of the reasons why we want to go on Mars, I believe, is because Mars is one of those, a few among the other terrestrial, planet of our solar system where we actually have, a rocky kind of, environment, and that is land, that is, an actual, firm place where you can go. All the other, planets are in reality made of gas. Mars in particular is the only one that has a few characteristics similar to the one at the Earth. Although, life on Mars will still be very harsh, like the average temperature of Mars is something like a minus, 81 degrees Fahrenheit. So
that's a little cold.
That would be very, very difficult, to live at such condition. The atmosphere of Mars is, mostly made of, carbon dioxide, so there is not oxygen, and it's very thin compared to the atmosphere on the planet. So there's really nothing that is, shielding really Mars from the very dangerous, radiation of the sun. It's one of the reasons why we can live on the Earth and not being, so much, killed by the radiation of the sun is because there is an atmosphere around the Earth. So Mars has an atmosphere as well, but it's very thin and it's not sufficient to protect, humans from that.
I would have never thought this.
And the other, The other main, thing is, you know, humans need water. I mean, the earth is made, by 70% of water. And so our body is, 90% made of water. So without water, there will not be, unfortunately, life and the expectancy of, being able to live. So there are study and data that show through, the many years that we've been sending, experiments and probes on Mars, that there is potential the existence of, water on Mars in that form of ice. But however, this ice that is on Mars is mostly made of carbon, dioxide, and so not oxygen. So it will be more difficult to, become that same type of water that we will need for our, survival.
Wow.
And so there have been, opportunities to build some experiments that are actually being currently tested in one of the rover that is already on Mars to transform that, carbon dioxide into oxygen. But I wouldn't know really what the results are as of today. So our main is really the challenge and the distance. Keep in mind, right now, what we have been able to do with traveling to the space station or even, traveling to the moon. And let's just as a reminder, think that the moon is a satellite of the Earth, meaning, the moon orbits around the Earth, but Mars doesn't, orbit around, the Earth. So Mars is on its own orbit, just like the Earth. Mars is even further away from the sun. So there is this big gap between the Earth orbit and the actual, Mars orbit, where you need a lot of energy to be able to travel through that. So imagine that the minimum distance whenever, Mars and the Earth are closer to each other is something like 150 billion, miles. And that's in their, closest point, which it's not firm because of both, planets keep moving.
Right.
So whenever we try to, send something on Mars, we still know that as much as we try to be efficient in, following the shortest way to the planet, somehow it will take a longer than what the minimum distance will ever be.
I think that I read that it's like it's a 9-month trip or something. The
right.
minimum.
So yeah, the average has been so far something like 7 months, 7-8 months.
Wow.
But again, it could be very easily, So you have 7-8 months of one way, and then you have 7-8 months the other way back. So that takes already close to almost 2 years, and then the time that you spend actually on the planet. So imagine the condition for even the astronauts, that the idea of living in that sort of confinement, because you can't just be walking around
you're stuck in a capsule. Wow.
Surface, right? You always stuck in a suit, and then you have to be able potentially to shelter somehow, probably underground, and build that infrastructure. So it will take a huge amount of time and infrastructure before you can even imagine just going on Mars and say, hey, I want to be on Mars for just a week. And the fuel, we still don't know if we have enough fuel, and so the capability.
That's what I was going to say. The fuel you'd have to pack to do it would be enormous.
Yeah, something. All right, so look, that's a lot. That's a lot. We'll have to follow up on this because I got 2 questions. You have a question? I got 2. Before we get to Fran's question, do you have any other question? I got 2.
No, you go.
All right. The first is, I need you to be honest with me because you see out there. I need to know truly. You can blink if you want to. If it's confidential, you can let me know. But I need to know truly: is the Earth flat? I mean, be honest here. Are we dealing with a flat Earth thing right now? You can be real.
Isn't that the kind of question that makes these guys furious?
Yeah, the Earth is flat. It's not. I mean, you
It's
can be
official. The Earth is not flat.
okay. That's the
The
official.
Earth is
Official.
round.
The Earth is
This
round.
is not
France says.
confidential. I can say that.
Okay, so we got that. All right. So here's the most.
It's not a security clearance
All right.
violation.
Here's the biggest one, and so there's a lot of stuff coming out. The Air Force has basically come out with a bunch of stuff, and we need to know: is there life out there? Is it outside of us? I mean, have you seen things out there that we know that we don't know about that's out there?
You know, there is really, really nothing that has ever been discovered that will, lead to potentially, saying that there is life, somewhere out there. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why, we want to explore. But that doesn't mean that maybe there was life before. And going back to, Mars, one of the theories of going back to Mars is that maybe Mars is, older than the Earth. We don't know that. And the fact that, they think that it was, ice, that means that maybe there was a life before, millions of years before the Earth was formed. And so then, the first, creature were formed on the Earth too. And then maybe the condition just changed. So the idea is learning how Mars was created and eventually how has evolved will help us understand whether we are on the same path or not. And we don't know that. So maybe the question is, has ever been any life before rather than is there any life out there?
I don't know if Fran's being honest with us. I think he's keeping some of his secret.
Oh, no.
You notice the shot we have of him.
I'm just a FedEx.
It could be ET could be over the passenger seat right now.
Yes. So, all right. So before we let you go and you can drive safely home, see your amazing wife who's like a sister. We wanted to go there. But do you have any questions for us that you need us to answer? I mean, we can answer some of yours. If you have a question for us, Mike and I are here. What you got? You got anything? He knows it all.
I don't have any question right now.
Yeah.
For the two of you.
Yeah.
But I know I really thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Short and intense, but really appreciate it.
We've learned some things.
Yeah.
There's a lot about Mars.
He's another one of those guys. Every time I talk to him,
yeah,
it blows my mind.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a smart dude.
So we appreciate your time. Need you to drive home safe. Take care of your wife and the dogs. And so we'll catch up soon.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Frank. Great seeing you, brother.
And look forward to talk to you again.
All right. Sounds good.
Great seeing you, man.
See you later. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
Yeah, this is some of our audience's very first time of ever seeing Allie, the Wordinator,
at work.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. Allie,
I feel very self-conscious.
Really?
Like they can actually see me now. Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah, you're just not I was gonna say something weird.
I like your hat.
Yeah, you're just not a voice. I mean, there's a pretty face behind the voice. That's what people are saying.
Oh, stop it.
They can put a face with the voice.
Yeah, there we go.
Put a face with the voice. Yep.
Yep.
Well, isn't that the whole mystique of a podcast, though? Is that you don't know what they look like?
Well,
moving forward, all the big shows are video.
yeah, we're all,
I
we're,
know.
and, you're
They
in,
record everything.
right. And we are in the Steel Blue Vodka studio.
Yes, and
right now.
I am in the Salted Vineyard office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, real quick before we get to our word of the week, because we don't have a lot of time, is
Okay.
that I saw that the owner of Salted Vines actually is opening up a new venture somewhere. Is that the case? Can we say that?
He's dabbling, as all business owners do,
Yeah.
in other adventures. And he's already helped open a gym facility type sports center thing in Lewis called the Factory.
Yeah.
And he's opening a second location in Frankfurt. I don't know when, but
we should probably talk to him about that. Yeah,
you
we should
probably
probably
should,
talk
yeah.
yeah, I think to know what the factory is, something like that.
Yeah.
So we just basically did a very intriguing interview. You weren't part of it. We're sorry, with our rocket scientist friend. And so we got into the bottom of a lot of, questionable things that were really piquing our mind.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Alien life.
Alien life.
Alien life. I love aliens.
Yeah. It might be pretty soon. We don't want to tell you too much. You'll have to watch the video, but we want to tell you that Fung Shway could be the Men in Black. There's a good chance. Yeah. Fung Shway.
We are the Men in Black.
Dude, listen. For some reason, there seems to be a theme on our podcast where we've started singing. That whether me, yeah, that's it. I like it.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, disc jockey, DJing. There we go. So this is number one on the number uno of our video podcast.
Our new
Okay.
Our new look.
Our new look. This is what people can expect.
Well, this is nice because then I can be a part of it more often.
Yeah, that's it. And so that's right. So here's the thing. Here's the question.
You're really just doing this for me. I understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's we're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
We haven't seen you in a while because you were sick the last time we were there. So you're better now?
I'm better. I still have like this cough thing going on.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm better. I'm functional, so that's helpful.
I actually have some medicine that I'm taking right now to get over some of the stuff that I've got. And just want to let you know, this is the side effects of the medicine. It makes me angry, irritable, aggressive, and makes me gain weight.
None of that are you a woman
now? I'm not, I'm in. No.
Are those hormone replacement pills?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I mean, it was part of the deal for me to start taking estrogen, and this is what there are some side effects: angry, bitchy, aggressive, gain weight. These are all things. Yeah, the estrogen pills.
Welcome to menopause.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Are you hot?
No, I'm good.
All right. So yeah, we're glad you're back.
Thanks, me too.
Yep. And so it's a very interesting thing on this video for our video viewers and audience. Normally, Allie's part of our podcast, in case you haven't seen the podcast before or listening. She's an Allie the Asset. She basically helps me with my Texas education.
Number one asset.
Yeah.
Number one.
Okay. Yeah. The only one. There we go. So, what do we got?
Thumbs up.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Okay.
She's got props.
Yeah. Where do we go wrong? Here, we can do surveys now. We can ask people on here whether or not. Yeah. All right. So Allie, the asset, brings a little bit of intelligence to our podcast. And what she does is we have a Allie word of the week. However, this is a unique week because, as we all know, in our production meeting, we had somebody else that decided he wanted to produce the word this week.
No,
Who is that?
Allie came up with this all by herself.
Oh, it was Allie's word. Do you have
This
the
is
word?
totally my word.
Oh, really?
This is totally my word. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go ahead and go with it. The way this works is Allie says the word. I try to spell it. No offense to my Texas education high school class, 45 people in that graduating class of my high school. Go Hard and Hornets. Woo!
38 of them were married.
38 of them are married. Yes, that is true. And so, yeah, no, I'm trying to do better with the spelling stuff. And so what I would like to do is that,
what you doing over there, Douglas? Not
I just
even
got a
paying
text from
attention.
somebody downstairs of the podcast. And so what I'd like to do is go ahead and go ahead and go with the word while I text our studio audience downstairs.
All right, cool. So your word of the week this week is erudite.
Who? A what?
An erudite.
Erudite.
Yep.
So we just talked about aerospace. Not gonna say
that's same beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's gonna tell me if it's not an A, we're gonna probably go with ERIODYTE.
Sure, let's go with that.
ERUDITE.
There you go.
Really? All right, phonics. So erudite. It's not like an hermaphrodite.
No.
Totally different.
No, and actually I think the word I know it because I read about it in studying for promotional exams way back when.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So I spelled it. Well, that was good. It took a little bit. Maybe it was the kids that were here. I have to blur their faces out or something. So now that we've done that, you want to use it in a sentence?
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay, well, there we go. Fung Shway audience, here we go.
An erudite's definition is it's a negative connotation.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a know-it-all. So a know-it-all, a blowhard, somebody who thinks they know it all and really don't. So a good sentence would be like, Joe at the office is always telling everybody how to do their job. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Sounds like you have a personal connection to this word, Mike.
No comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, you know what this means now that I'm on video, right?
No, what does it mean?
This means I can really be your roving reporter.
That is true. We could have like a segment of roving reporter with Allie.
What you want to do is fine with me. I'm
willing to basically discuss that and put it in your contract.
Yeah.
I love that.
You could be like the guy that stands in Times Square and says to people,
Listen,
how many continents are there?
Word on the street.
Yeah, they go 10, and he goes, yes.
Hey, how about this one though? How about this? We could also go with, it wasn't not Jackass, but Practical Jokers.
Yeah.
So she could also be our Practical Joker person with me and you talking in her ear and telling her.
That would be his.
Oh my God. Can we just try it out at the winery first and then see how that plays out?
That's it. I would like you to go tell, is Robin working today?
No, Trishy is.
Go tell Robin she's fired.
Tell her, you'd be like, tell Robin that her shoelaces are untied.
Well, I need smaller headphones so it just sits in like an earpiece.
Yeah,
we'll work on
and
that.
Nobody can see it. All right. But do you want to know? Do you want to know the definition?
Yeah,
please. Right. Yes.
All right. So it's an adjective. So it's having or showing great knowledge or learning.
Really?
Yeah.
Having or showing great knowledge.
The context that it was used in the when I had read about it was that it can sometimes be a negative influence in a team building type of atmosphere.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They use the word erudite in the Divergent series. It's a book. I don't know if you've seen the movies or anything, but they use it to describe people who have great knowledge.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So that's episode in the books.
There's a little thumbs up in the screen. Did you see that?
No, we don't want that.
Sorry. Oh, okay. There's a thumbs up in the screen.
So that's episode 1 in the books.
Bingo.
So
Bango.
this is we're gonna hey, bear with us. We're gonna be perfecting this. We're gonna get much
Yeah.
better like we did on the other one. And so until next
I'm
week,
not going to be as silly.
all right. Until next week, Fung Shway audience, we appreciate you, and we need a complete sign off. How do we do that? We have like 1, 2. Hey, Fung Shway, we love you. See ya.
See ya.
You've been listening to the Fung Shway podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes every week.